Hey everybody, this is Kenny Cummings here of Triple Threat Wrestling Radio. My guest at this time is a manager and an indie pro wrestler out of Florida, Stormie Lee, and she is joining me right now. How's it going? I'm doing real good. I want to thank you for taking the time and joining me for this interview. I truly appreciate it. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin. What got you started into the wrestling business?
Um, well, I always watched it as a kid with my grandfather and my family, and we kind of always just had a knack for the business. And when I was about 19 or 20, I met a friend of mine that was a wrestler, and I went to a show and just kind of fell in love with the audience, and I fell in love with how everything was, and just the atmosphere. So I started to valet, and I realized that I wanted to be in the ring, and I wanted the spotlight, and I wanted to get in there and really kind of show my stuff and have a little fun with it. And then after my first match, I was absolutely hooked. I couldn't stop. I just completely fell in love with every aspect of it.
That's pretty cool. I've talked to a lot of wrestlers who's made that transition from a manager slash valet into a active wrestler. How did you feel making that transition then, and how do you feel now that you've been through it, wrestling and adapting to it?
Well, back then I was really nervous to do it. I was super nervous. I was afraid that it was going to hurt too much and that I wasn't going to survive. And but I just kind of stuck with it. And now I'm really glad I did, because I enjoy valeting. I valet for my boyfriend, Francisco Chiazzo, and the Circle of Disrespect. So I do those valet spots, and I love doing that. But I just love the wrestling so much that I would not change it for anything. I'm so glad that I did it, and I'm so glad that I got over my fear of doing it, and I just stuck with it, and gave it everything I had, and glad to be where I'm at now.
So, when you look back in 2015, what were some moments or matches that stood out to you that made you say, you know what, 2015 was actually a good year for me? I like what happened, what went down, what transpired, and I look forward into the new year. What stood out to you the most in 2015 as a wrestler for you?
Well, I actually have two things. In January of 2015, I made a decision to start retraining, and training with the correct trainer. Had some bad experience with training, so I decided to change my ways, and I got with Bonnie Maxon, who's also known as Radiant Rain, in TNA, and I started training with her in the Slam Shack in Tampa, and she really helped me retrain everything and just recondition my body, recondition my brain, and really just turned everything completely around for me. She didn't have to take me in and help retrain, because retraining is so much harder than actually just beginning training, because you've got to break all these bad habits, and then you've got to teach the psychology of everything. So she had no reason to go out of her way to help me the way she did, but she took me in under her wing and had really just turned everything around for me. So that was a crucial part of my 2015 being as great as it was. And the other, like the match-wise, I worked Kelly Klein, who is working in Ring of Honor right now. I had a match with her in October, and I was nervous as all get out. It was the first really big match I'd ever had, and the first kind of vet that I had been with. And I was super nervous, and I was freaking out in the back, and I couldn't remember anything to save my life. And we did a seminar beforehand with her and Les Thatcher, and kind of helped me calm down a little bit and get used to working around in the ring with her. And she really just kept me strong in the back and kept me level-headed and kept telling me, it's fine. Everything's going to be all right. It'll be good. Just kind of put all those nerves I had all about working and messing up against her to rest. And we got in the ring and had a good match. She led me the whole way. She really took care of me. So I think to date, that was one of the best matches I've had. And to this day, she's been great. She's kind of like my second mentor. She's kind of like my big sister in wrestling. So that turned out great for me as well. So probably those two are the biggest part of 2015 that made me go, okay, this is going to be great. This next year is going to be amazing. Because it can only go up from here.
That's very encouraging to hear someone like you, making a name for yourself, and you got these well-established wrestlers that, that are giving you a helping hand. I guess that's been a perception as far as veterans and up-and-comers. They trying to make the up-and-comers go through their own, wrestling is a community, and any chance you can get some insight, get some advice, and some training from someone such as Wayne and Kelly. That's very encouraging, and I'm friends with Kelly.
Yeah.
Kelly is an incredible talent herself, and more importantly, she's a sweetheart. I'm proud to see what she's done for Ring of Honor thus far. It's incredible to see her. And I know she's on the bigger things in 2016, for sure. So fast forward to 2016. What are some goals you would like to set for yourself, wrestling-wise, this year?
Let's see. I really just want to continue to get better than where I'm at. I'm kind of, I was at a standstill for so long, and it just never got better and never got better. So my goal for 2016 is really just to kind of go above and beyond anywhere I've ever been. Bigger shows, more matches like the matches I've had with Kelly and, a few others. We've got a lot of stuff coming up with WWN Live and ACW out of Tampa. So hopefully a lot more work with them. And I really want to kind of be on the road a lot more as well. We just started a show, Arcadian Wrestling Association out of Centerville, Tennessee. They're looking to be a huge show coming through 2016. And their next date is the 3-day loop in April. So I'm looking forward to hopefully staying on that promotion as well, seeing where it goes and just going kind of above and beyond anything that I've ever dreamed of being. I'm hoping my major goal for 2016 is to be in Japan. I kind of had an opportunity to do it this year, but things came up. So I'm looking to really be ready and mentally and physically to try and get over there towards the end of the year this year.
That's awesome. Absolutely awesome. And I've been a fan of yours for a few weeks now, and you and your boyfriend definitely, and I do be reading the Facebook posts, especially when y'all refer to yourselves as king and queen. And, just going through your lives and everything. And clearly, y'all two, not only y'all have love for wrestling, but y'all have love towards each other. And that's definitely a key. So what do you like the most of being a wrestler in general? Is it the traveling? Is it going through interaction with fans? Is it, just going through the matches, the preparation? Like, what do you like the most of being a wrestler?
My number one is the feeling you get when you're in the ring and you've got fans and all eyes are on you, and your job is to give those people a good time, and to make the kid in the front row happy. I'm more along the lines of not the nicest person in the world, but even I have a heart. And I just love being able to make people happy. I love being able to give people a good time and get that energy to people that I had when I was a kid and I was watching it. You know, I fell in love with the Attitude Era. Like, my first wrestling show was absolutely, you know, mind-blowing. And I love the fact that I get to be that person that gets to do that for a little kid or, you know, adult in the crowd and people who generally love wrestling and love what we do. It's I can't even describe the feeling of it, knowing that you gave that crowd of people, whether it's 10 people or 400 or 1,000, you know, you get to see how happy and how satisfied these people are with something that you did. You know, it's such a sense of accomplishment and such a sense of like, wow, you know, I did that. I helped make that what it was.
That's definitely satisfying when you can go out there and perform and get the reaction from the crowd, whether they cheer for you or whether they boo for you or bull at you. You know, I feel like wrestlers are like puppet masters because they have the crowd at the palm of their hand. Whatever.
Oh yes.
And when they are on the microphone, people listen. You know, you're trying to get that reaction.
Oh yeah.
You're trying to let people know what you're all about, what you're doing, what you plan on doing. I feel like the ultimate puppet master is The Rock for what just happened this past Monday. And considering, and although he only makes occasional appearances, it's like he never left. When he's on that microphone, you're in for a roller coaster.
Yes.
Yeah. So just, and you know, you guys. So it's only fitting Miami. You know, the weather and everything. So I can see why. And he just finished filming Ballers, and like, you know what? They in Miami tonight. So why about I just come on through and just electrify? And boy, he did just that.
He did.
And I was hoping for a Rock and New Day segment at some point, and then it happened. So that made my night watching that show, just for that 10, 15-minute segment, whatever, walkthrough, whatever you want to call it. That made my night watching that show. So why don't you go ahead and promote some of your upcoming shows that you'd like to let people know about?
All right. Well, this Saturday we will be at GCW Global Championship Wrestling in Pell City, Alabama. Sunday, the 31st, we'll be at Enigma Pro in Miami. We've also got shows for ACW and WWN Live. The 13th of February. Our GCWs are the last Saturday of every month, so we're there every month. The WWN shows are usually the second Saturday of every month, so those are pretty steady as well. Coming up in March, we'll be in Rockwood, Tennessee for MSWA, Mid-South Wrestling Alliance. That'll be our second appearance there. That's actually where the very first time I worked Kelly Klein was, so that's sure to be a big show, pretty good. We do USWA in Jacksonville in April. They run about every 3 months, so April 16th we'll be there. Circle of Disrespect and myself. And on April 7th, 8th, and 9th, Arcadian Wrestling Association in Centerville, Tennessee, have 3 shows. One for sure is in Fairview, and we're not sure where the other 2 are going to be, but they're going to be in the general area of Centerville. And that's a huge up-and-coming show with Chase Stevens. He does some seminars before each show, so those are definitely really good to come out to. Any up-and-coming wrestlers or any wrestlers that are in the business at all that are looking to really learn and accomplish something and learn from a vet who knows a lot and been a lot of places. It's a former world champ. Chase Stevens is definitely really good with that seminar. And there's other veterans there that have been in the business for years that help with that seminar. But it's mainly his. And we did that seminar when we were there last weekend. And even Francisco and I learned so much in just the couple hours that we were there with that. So that's a huge show, and it's a huge opportunity with the seminar that people can really learn a lot from. And we have Southern Fried Championship Wrestling in Monroe, Georgia on the 23rd of April. So I post everything on my Twitter, my fan page, my actual Facebook page, and my Instagram. So does Francisco Chiazzo. Pretty much anywhere the King of the Southeast is, the Queen of the Southeast follows. So anytime anyone wants to know where we're going to be, what we're doing, we update those, all those pages at least 2 or 3 times a day, if not 4 or 5, depending on how much we're on our phones. So anytime they want to know where we are, they are more than welcome to message one of us if they can't find the dates. And we have merchandise that they can purchase online on either one of our fan pages or directly through one of us. We have King of the Southeast shirts, Queen of the Southeast shirts, and a couple different ones that they can pick and choose from if they want to support the King and the Queen.
That's awesome. She's all over the place. She's all over Florida as far as I'm concerned. So make sure you go check them out. Support your local indie wrestling shows. Check them out. Show you support. Now, you had a chance to go up against Kelly. But as far as anyone else in particular, who are some female wrestlers on the indies that you haven't had a chance to go up against but would like to go up against one day?
Let's see. I have been up against Santana Garrett for a long time ago, about a year ago. But I'd really like to get back in the ring with her. Now that I'm kind of more seasoned and where I need to be, I'd love to get back in and have another match with her because she's great to work with. I'm supposed to be working a Paris Kelly in Rockwood, Tennessee, so I'm looking forward to that. And a big one I'm really looking forward to one day, hopefully, is Tracy Taylor. She works with us at Arcadian Wrestling, and she's an absolute doll. She's amazing. I think she's absolutely amazing at what she does. I've always admired her work. She's a total sweetheart. So she's on probably one of the top of my list to have a match with and really get to do some work with this year because I think she's great, and I think we could do some real good work together.
I like that list. I definitely like it. Tracy Taylor, Paris Kelly. I mean, yeah, I definitely like to see those matches myself. And however, that is up to the fans and their companies. If you want to make these matches a reality, you know what you need to do. You need to message these promoters where the wrestlers are wrestle at and make it happen. She gave y'all suggestions. Now, gotta do your part. I like to see him. Me personally, I like to see you wrestle in Kentucky. I know that's a long drive from you, but I'll try to do what I can to get Stormie and her king up here and make their presence felt.
And we love it. We travel everywhere. No place is too far.
That's awesome. And they willing to travel. You see? They willing to travel. It's just up to the fans to tell the promoters to make this happen. Now, for people that wants to keep up with your wrestling career and upcoming shows and things like that, why don't you go ahead and promote your social media links, Twitter, Facebook, etc.
My Twitter is at Stormie, StormieLslone, so at Stormie L. Sloan. My Instagram is Stormie Lee 327, and my Facebook fan page is Stormie Lee, one of the only actual like fan pages. I do have a regular Facebook that you can reach me with bookings and general questions. It's under Stormie Lee Sloan. So either one of the Facebook pages, I check them all the time. Same with Twitter and Instagram.
And my last question I want to ask you. We are just days removed from the Royal Rumble, as the official road to WrestleMania has already begun. Have you had a chance to watch the pay-per-view? And if so, what were your thoughts? Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Dislike it? What is your take on the Royal Rumble if you actually did watch it?
I didn't watch it. I watched bits and pieces from things that were posted on the Facebook page, and through Twitter and things such as that. But I think AJ Styles coming to the main roster is going to be great. I think he's over. He was over in Japan. They loved him. They loved him in ROH. They loved him in TNA. So people have always liked AJ, and I think he'll bring a new kind of wrestling into the WWE that people really want to see. And I think that Triple H winning the Royal Rumble match was absolutely perfect, because you've got to really build for other people to come up and take that title, and you've got to, now that John Cena's out, you've got to build a good guy up that's worthy to come in and take that. So whoever they're setting up for that, I think it was absolutely genius for him to take that and work at WrestleMania. I think whoever he works is going to be great. He can make anybody look amazing, and he's been doing it forever. So I think it's really good they chose to go that way with it. And I think I'm looking forward to actually watching WrestleMania this year.
After what has happened, I'm starting to have some hopes for this year's WrestleMania. I feel like with Fastlane coming up next month, it's most likely it's going to be Roman versus Triple H, unless Dean and Brock would have something to say about that. With AJ Styles, very appealing. I wish they would have saved AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho for WrestleMania, but their match at War were pretty good. And Brock with the Wyatt's family, I just want to see that. The only reason for Brock versus Bray is so that Bray on the microphone, Heyman on the microphone, anything can happen. Anything can happen with that. But I like what I see so far in the days since Royal Rumble. So, we'll see. We'll see. It's at Texas. Big things happen in Texas, what people say. So, we'll see. Or Stormie.
Oh, yeah. And I think the WWE is doing great by bringing, independent guys into NXT, and then, to who they're bringing to the roster. They're really giving guys who never really had a shot, smaller guys or guys who've been on the indies forever, people they normally would never give a shot to. They're giving chances to. They're signing them to NXT and then, moving them all around and giving them a shot to be seen. So I think that the WWE is only going to get better, and I think they're going to do some great things with what they're building up. And I don't think WrestleMania is going to be a disappointment this year.
Bringing in the Bullet Club, bringing in that Japanese dude who I'm not going to attempt to pronounce his name because I'm terrible pronouncing people's names. And Austin Aries, who debuted at NXT taping, or not taping, but maybe a live event. I don't know. I've seen the footage, and Austin Aries, my goodness. Triple H is making moves. And he deserves a lot of credit for I guess you could say rebuilding NXT, rebrand, more like rebuilding, I guess. Let's just say rebuilding, because what it was before, what it is now, yeah. So, I'm happy. Very happy.
Oh, yeah.
Stormie, it was great chatting with you. Thank you so much for your time. And if your king will be interested in an interview, I'll be willing to interview him.
He definitely is. You can get a hold of him on Facebook. He's always interested in doing things like this. So, yeah, definitely. If you want to do that, he's all for it.
Yeah, and not only that, with that, I definitely would like to interview you two together as well. That could make for a very interesting interview too. But Stormie, it was great chatting with you. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the shows you have coming up. Enjoy this new year moving forward. And again, thank you for being on Triple Threat Wrestling Radio.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, that is Stormie Lee joining me on Triple Threat Wrestling Radio. This will conclude the interview. You can check out Triple Threat Wrestling Radio on Thursdays from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern on tmvcafe.com. Take care, everyone.